Today I wanted to show you how many plants I got out of one plant. That sounds really stupid. Well, yeah. How many plants I got from one plant? That's it. Last year I bought a €9 canna. In my last video I showed you how to propagate canna through seed, and obviously I always also split the rhizome. So anyway, I guess as you can see there is nothing there yet. So I'm gonna get all the plants, I'm gonna get all the stuff, and the seedlings are 3 weeks old and the rhizomes are still in the basement, so I'm gonna have to unpack them and stuff, you know, as you do. Let me get my stuff together. So if you're just looking at this, that's quite incredible. These ones here, I think they're about 2 months old, so obviously I propagated them beforehand, as is that one and that one. So there's like a few weeks in between them. So this is where I keep my rhizomes for the winter after I dug them up in the autumn. And it's pretty much just a box filled with wood chip. I mean, obviously you have to clean them off first. You clean off all the soil, and then I let them to cure for a week. What that basically means, I just leave them on the tray in the basement and let them dry out, so I don't put them wet into the wood chip. And this stuff is, I don't know, it's the kind, it's like a big ass bag for pretty much €1 or something like that. The kind of stuff you put into a rabbit cage. You know, not that we have any animals, because we decided to have children. So what happens with cannas? Cannas are from Mexico, and pretty much if you put them in the ground and if it happens to be, for instance, too dry, they pretty much go dormant, so they don't really do anything. So then, when it starts raining again, then they start growing. They're pretty hardy, obviously not when it comes to frost. Frost, as I said before in my other video, it kills them. But look, these are where the new shoots will emerge from. I mean, look at this one here. It's already growing. So I want to give them a head start, for they're going to be in the house for the next, say, 4 to 6 weeks. You really have to make sure that there's no further frost coming along, otherwise you know what, it's going to kill the top of the plant, and that would be a pain. So now I took them all out. That's a nice plump one. And it's really tight, and it's not mushy or anything like that. And this, on the other hand, is, yeah, it's flat and it's mushy, and you know what? You don't want to plant anything mushy. So that goes in the bin. So what I do, I cut just the growth from last year, I cut that off. You know, tidied up before I put them in the ground. Yeah. And create a tremendous mess. And making sure, like this one here, I don't cut anything off, I shouldn't. Oh, that's kind of like shooting all over the place. And then I plant them like that. What I also do, I keep all of these pots. I've got hundreds of them in a shed. And, you know, this is where I'm going to plant the rhizomes in now. Obviously, as you can see, lots of holes, as they should. And because, yet again, I'm kind of lazy in the sense, so rather than trying to, you know, lose tons of soil, I put a coffee filter into them. Place it in like that. Water will still get through, and you don't lose that much soil. Let's plant. So I had to get a new bag of soil, because the one I was going to use, I opened it up and had like 1 million fruit flies in it. So that's not going to happen, because these things are going to be sitting in the house for a little while. And the last thing I want is any more crap in the house that we already have. Use box standard Blumenerde. Nothing to get excited about. So fill it around about 3/4 up, because the thing is, they don't need to be covered too deeply, because I want to make sure that I've got, you know, enough room on top to be able to water it properly before everything's just going to go bleh over it. So have it like this, and then you just cover it loosely. And when I mean loosely, you want to make sure that there's no air pockets, but also I don't want to push it down too much to break any part of the rhizome. Ta-da! And that's pretty much all you do. So at this stage, just keep it damp. You don't have to water it too much, because I mean, obviously there's not much going on. The plant, you know, the rhizome has been dormant for quite some time. So you're just going to have to get used to going, hey, you know, I'm going to start growing. And then once you start seeing any leaves coming out, give it as much sun as you can. Also try to keep it warm. I'm keeping it in the house, I'm keeping it in the guest bedroom, so it should be warm enough in there. I'm going to do all the little ones. And again, these are 3 weeks old. So let's have a look. How the hell am I going to get them out of here? I've got no idea. Maybe a spoon. Oh, it's not that good. Or a knife. There we go. Ain't that lovely? I'm so pleased with myself. I mean, look at it. All of this from one plant. So happy I'm rewarding myself with a beer in a glass. Drinking at this time of the day out of the bottle would be vulgar, and that is one thing I'm not. Did you laugh? Why? She thinks I'm vulgar. That's me. Really happy.